If Beijing is so concerned, and if there is such a negative impact on their already struggling economy, why don't they join this US-led coalition to protect shipping and restore stability?
It does seem like the logical step. However, China doesn't want to be seen working with the US too closely, does not want to be perceived by the global South, those 130-something developing countries that are voting with China in so many international institutions like the United Nations, to be aligned with the US in a military-oriented action, even though it may be defensive. And China does not want to be perceived as supporting Israel. So if China participates in the action in the Red Sea with the US allies, China's concerned that on the one hand, yes, it may help the situation of freedom of navigation. On the other hand, they could lose votes in the United Nations, and their image as the leader of the developing world would be damaged. We would like to believe that China will take the right kind of action if it can't join. It's watching the Arab states. And when I was in China last month, they were saying that we follow the Arab choice. So they're watching Saudi Arabia, they're watching UAE, who are not joining, and that for them is enough justification to stay out.
Well, despite the best efforts of the United States, the conflict here is expanding. It has become regional. Where does Beijing stand in with regard to that? Does it stand to profit from the instability, or is it more harmful, oil prices aside?
No, the instability is not good for China. A moderate amount of instability, which propagates arms sales, is always a good thing for countries that sell arms. However, China would prefer to see stability. It does not want the conflagration to get out of hand, to cause more economic damage, least of all by the increase in energy prices. And it's probably speaking quietly behind the scenes to Iran to help ensure that things don't expand to that degree. On the other hand, China's leverage is limited. If we look at China's ability to influence nations with its economic statecraft, it is not very successful. It's good with companies. We've seen many companies apologize. However, states, and we saw it in South Korea, we saw it recently with Australia, states do not change their policies very much due to China's economic statecraft. So the leverage on Iran is limited.
Fascinating. Thank you, Carice Witte at Signal.
Pleasure. Thank you.
And the attacks have sent oil